Water Rescue 1, go ahead.
Water Rescue, we have a report of a victim in the water at the Sharp Landing. Over in. If you could respond, please.
Water Rescue 1, we'll be en route.
A call to the Tuscaloosa Fire and Rescue Dive Team means something grim lies beneath the water.
You never know what's going to be there. We go out and to Tuscaloosa County and surrounding counties to recover bodies and victims of crime or victims of accidents that's happened on the water.
The first set of eyes, a sonar to navigate the unseen territory.
It helps us identify objects underwater and structure underwater, and really does help in the recovery of bodies and vehicles.
Divers descend, engulfed by the darkness of the deep.
A lot of times it's complete darkness, something hitting you in the face, and it's usually, a body or, something like that, an arm or a leg.
A buoy marks the location, and out of respect, the area is cleared.
Remote location, we'll go ahead and bring the victim up. If it's in eye shot of anybody around, we'll take the proper precautions around it.
Since Captain Riddle and his team spend their time on the water, knowing the victim is not uncommon, which brings a heavy burden to this gruesome task.
The therapy we have, we talk to each other. I had an old fireman tell me one time, the one thing that's going to hurt you most of all down there is yourself.
The divers strive to protect the integrity of each victim while drawing strength from each other. In Tuscaloosa, Lynn Brooks, WVUA 23 News.
As the leaves turned crimson and orange, so will the people flooding Bryant-Denny Stadium on the third Saturday of October. Lingering cigar smoke is starting to fill the air, and Tennessee Jack has been taken off shelves. It is officially Hate Tennessee Week in Tuscaloosa, and there are a few traditions that are never forgotten. Starting off with cigars.
It's pure class. After you win, you smoke a cigar. So I love it. I love this week. I love talking about the cigars with a lot of different people, and it's a chance for us to shine.
Owner of R&R Cigars, Regan Starner, is keeping this tradition going that former athletic trainer Jim Goosetree started himself.
After they beat Tennessee, one of his assistants had a box of cigars, and they smoked cigars after the game, and then that became the tradition, and so they've been doing it for about 50 years now.
Here in the humidor room at R&R's, there's over 1,000 different cigars, and that means you can choose any way you want to celebrate the victory. I chose to go with Highclere Castle. And regardless, whoever wins Saturday, it certainly means the smack talk isn't stopping anytime soon.
I mean, champions of life don't mean anything when you come to Tuscaloosa. So I don't have much to say to the Tennessee team other than I'm sorry they won't be able to smoke their victory cigars this year.
Galette's owner, Jeff Sirkin, says that they pull every bottle of Jack Daniels from their shelves and transport it to their warehouse for Tennessee weekend.
We want you guys to have a good time, but unfortunately, you just can't have your Jack Daniels this weekend. Roll Tide.
No matter who wins the game this weekend, one thing is for sure, and that is tradition being celebrated. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Bryn Caswell, WVUA 23 News.
Well, Madison, this 3-week-long investigation by Tuscaloosa Police Department led to 39-year-old Snehal Panchal being arrested today. He's the owner of the Masters Inn on McFarland Boulevard here in Tuscaloosa. You see that just behind me. Now, as you heard, Panchal claims to be innocent. While officers were loading him into the police vehicle today, he said he did not know what was going on and that he had done nothing illegal in his 4+ years as owner at the Masters Inn. However, police believe differently because they've uncovered evidence that Panchal was well aware there was prostitution going on at his location and that he was going as far as to advance that prostitution. Lieutenant Darren Beams with the Tuscaloosa Police Department says there are warning signs of prostitution and human trafficking hotel management needs to look for.
If there's an alarming number of people going in and out of a room, if one person seems to be in control of several women, and he seems to be in control of all their documents. He handles the bill for all the rooms. And you notice the biggest thing is noticing the door's like a revolving door. It's a crowd going in and out. And those are signs that you need to contact us about. Because again, lack of knowledge or knowing about it and not doing anything about it is no longer a defense.
Now, the Tuscaloosa Police Department does provide free training for hotel management on those warning signs. Panchal could face up to a year in prison, and he could face having to pay a fine as high as $6,000. Live in Tuscaloosa this evening, I'm Chelsea Barton, WVUA 23 News. Well, Philip, we now know the planned escape happened here at the Walker County Jail in Jasper Sunday afternoon around 5:30. And Walker County Sheriff Jim Underwood tells us the escapees got about an hour head start before anyone realized they were missing. Now, fortunately, 11 of them are back behind bars tonight, all except 24-year-old Brady Kilpatrick of Cordova, who is still at large. The 12 escapees' charges range from drug charges to theft and even attempted murder. A big question people are asking here in Walker County tonight is why it took the sheriff's office nearly 3 hours to release any alert on the escapes. Sheriff Jim Underwood says it's because they had to do a head count of the 130-plus inmates to figure out who all was missing. And an obvious concern, of course, is how. How did this happen? Underwood told the media today these 12 individuals took advantage of a relatively new jail employee, and that's how they ended up in a sticky situation.
Some of the inmates been pretty smart on what their plan was, changing some numbers on the door with peanut butter. That may sound crazy, but these people are crazy like a fox. In the dorm, the doors have numbers over the cells. And these guys had changed the numbers over one of them's cell door, said ABF, which is really the door to the outside. And they pointed up, open up ABF, I need to get in. Well, he thought he was opening up the cell door for this man to go in his cell, but in fact he opened up the outside door.
Underwood estimates those needed jail improvements could cost as much as $300,000. He said it's a slim chance that they get the money to fund that. All 11 escapees who have been recaptured tonight are charged with escape in the second degree. That charge carries a bond of $15,000. Underwood believes Brady Kilpatrick is still in the state of Alabama, possibly in another county. Sheriff Underwood says Kilpatrick is a petty criminal and he does not believe he's dangerous, but if you do have information on his whereabouts, you're encouraged to call the Walker County Sheriff's Office. Their number is 205-302-6464. For now, live in Jasper, I'm Chelsea Barton, WVUA 23 News.
Hey, Mike, it's a chilly one downtown here in New Orleans tonight, but I'm doing just fine. Now, tomorrow's the big day for media as we meet with both Alabama and Clemson players and coaches. But today we got a small sampling of that, meeting with Tigers co-offensive coordinators and their players, as well as Jeremy Pruitt and his Bama defense. And when asked whether or not anyone had ever questioned their intent to play football at the University of Alabama, the Crimson Tide players said, well, they got it a lot.
Everybody had their 2 cents to put in, but they all had you're from New Jersey, you're not going to play down there. They were just saying a whole bunch of different excuses for me not to play, and I was like, all right, I'm not worried about what you have to say. I'm just going to go down there and go to work and do what I do. But yeah, almost everybody has something negative to say.
I heard that, many times. It's always playing in the back of my head, But I tend not to focus on it. I'm glad to be in the position that I'm at, and just looking forward to the next game.
And as I mentioned earlier, the big media day is tomorrow, and you can expect full coverage of that on the Crimson Tide Kickoff Show on Monday ahead of the big game. And of course, Gary Harris will be back later in the show to talk some more Bama football. Reporting live in the Big Easy for WVUA 23 Sports, I'm Bethany Miller.